Hey friends, it's Laura with Laura's Handmade Haven. Welcome or welcome back. I'm so glad you joined me today. I am back with another Cozy Up October project for you. Today we're going to be working on coasters and mug rugs, and I have some super cute flannel to do that with. So supplies you're going to need for this project are just a couple pieces of flannel and some interfacing. Now your flannel should be somewhere around 5 inches. If you don't have a 5-inch square of flannel, then sew up some scraps until you get up to 5 inches. That's pretty much what you're going for, is a 5-inch square of fabric for each coaster. And you need 2 pieces of flannel and 1 piece of interfacing for each coaster we're making. Now the mug rugs, we're gonna make them a little different size, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But for right now, all you need to know is we're gonna learn how to turn fabric scraps into some durable coasters that can be washed and used for years to come. All right, so I'm just going to share my little trick with you here. I have a piece of this cute little pink and brown polka dot flannel, and I'm going to put it face up on my cutting mat. And then I have a really pretty piece, that really nice, pretty teal with some brown mandalas on it. I'm going to put it face down because I can see that print design through the back of the fabric, so it can be face down on my cutting mat. And then I'm going to put my interfacing on top of that. Now, the reason I'm layering them like this is because I can use my ruler to figure out exactly where I want to cut this, to kind of fussy cut my coasters, but all of my layers are together. So when I get one cut out, I'll pin it together and I'll be ready to sew at the machine. All right, so I'm just gonna use my 5-inch ruler. I'm gonna put that on the fabric, and I'm gonna kind of line up where I want my mandala at on my coaster. And I'm just going to cut around my 5-inch ruler. Now, before I do anything else, I'm just going to put 1 pin in the center, and then that can go off to the side and wait for me to sew it. I'm going to go ahead and cut out probably 4 coasters, but I'm going to show you how to sew up one because it's the same process for all of them. All right, let's sew up one of our coasters so you can see that process, and then we'll come back and talk about the mug rug. All right, so remember I had my layers in the correct order when I was cutting them. So all I have to do now is sew around about 3.5 sides, and I will be able to turn it out, do a little top stitch, and finish up my coaster. I like using flannel for my coasters because flannel is a little more absorbent than quilting cotton, and it just makes it a little better to absorb any little spills or any little condensation drips that may happen just in the normal use of a coaster. And that little interfacing layer just gives it a little more protection from your tabletop, or and it also gives a little structure to the coaster, so it just gives it a nice little finish. Now for my interfacing, I am using just a featherweight interfacing. It's pretty light. It's the same that I use for like applique and things like that. You could definitely use a heavier duty interfacing, and that would give even more protection and a little more structure to your finished product. All right, so that's all I did. I sewed all 4 sides and I left this gap here, which is about 2 inches. Now, before I turn it, I'm just going to clip the corners off at a 45-degree angle. Do not cut through your stitching line. Those little triangles can go in the trash. And now we're going to place our fingers between the 2 flannel layers and just push this out. Now, of course, I love the little mandalas, but you could have just a reversible coaster that is pink and brown polka dots too. My mother-in-law would love that because she loves polka dots. All right, to get these corners really nice and pointy, I'm going to use my Clover 2-point turner. I'm just going to take that in there and I'm going to push against the flannel in the corners. Careful not to poke through like I just did there, but flannel's forgiving, it'll be all right. All right, so the last thing I'm gonna do, and I just have white thread on my top and bottom, I'm gonna run a little top stitch all the way around here, being careful on this side where that little opening is, where we turned it out, to just catch those seams in really nice and neatly and make sure everything is laying down flat and flush with the edge. Now, if you wanted to, at this point in time, you could definitely give us a little press under your iron if you wanted. I'm not gonna do that because I think it's gonna be fine. And like I said, I'm just doing a little straight stitch. If you wanted to do a little zigzag, you could definitely do that, just to add a little more decorative interest to your poster. Now this last side is where we have that opening for the turn. So again, I'm just gonna make sure that I am conscious of that and just keeping that straight. I am pulling just a little bit to keep that a little taut across that edge. All right, so the other thing that I have done in the past, you can definitely add a little bit of extra stitching onto this if you want. You definitely don't have to, but if you want an easy, quick one, you could definitely go corner to corner. Just if you saw my video on how to use the washi tape for seam guide, you can definitely make just an X across it. You could also do a couple straight stitching lines just by using your machine needle plate, and you could just have like a different type of straight stitching across your little coaster. You could also just move in a little bit and do kind of like a little border just to go have another little stitching line just to go around in a square. So there's definitely options that you can do without needing to actually mark it and without needing to measure everything out. Just, you know, think about what your machine gives you that you could use, and you could definitely use the lines on, if you have a grid on your needle plate like I do here, you could definitely use those lines to go around and do different straight stitching into your coaster. But the way it is right now is perfectly fine too, and I love this design, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Okay, let's talk about our mug rug. All right, so mug rugs are for mugs and snack. So what I would like to do is I'm going to take my layers apart because I have a plan. All right, so I want my mug rug basically to finish at 6 by 8. That's what I'm gonna say. All right, so I still wanna cut my mandala at about 5, but it's gonna be 5 by 6.5, not 5 by 5. So I'm using my 6.5-inch ruler to kind of line up on this design where I want it to be. And at this point, I just kind of want to make sure the top and the bottom here are good. All right, so this can go over to the side because that's all we need of it. And then we're going to take this and we're going to cut this down. All right, so I'm going to leave this at 6.5-inch square. Now remember, I wanted my mug rug to be about 6 by 8. So that means I need another 2 inches of something. And that's where my design idea is coming in. I want to have a little bit of my background kind of flip over to the front. So out of the pink and brown polka dot, what I'm going to do first is get my 8.5-inch ruler. And we are going to cut an 8.5-inch square, but honestly, we just need 8.5 by 6.5. So let's go ahead and move this down to a 6.5. All right. Now remember, the top is smaller than the back because I have 2 inches here, and I'm going to lose 1/4 inch here. So I need a 2.5 by 6.5-inch strip of this pink. And I don't believe that's going to be wide enough. Nope, but that's okay. Remember, these are all scraps, so they have served their initial goal. They don't need... All right, so now we're going to cut a 2.5 inch strip. By a 6.5. And just because I don't want to count. All right, so we're going to sew this to one side of that, and then we're going to do the same thing as we did for our coasters. We do need a layer of interfacing. And the interfacing is going to be the same size as the background, which was 8.5 by 6.5. Now I'm going to tell you it's a little shy, but it's going to be okay because of that seam allowance. We will center it and it will be fine. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is sew this cute little pink strip to our mandala fabric. And this is a 1/4 inch seam. Now I am going to go ahead and give this a little press because I want to make sure this is really good and flat inside of my mug rug, because we don't want to spill our cocoa and we definitely don't want our cookies to slide away. So I'm going to press this seam open and do a zigzag down that just for a little cute little top stitch. If you saw the mitered corner baby blanket that I did in this series, then you'll remember I did a very similar thing when I was doing my background or my backing fabric for the blanket. Just press that seam open and then run a zigzag down the seam, and that will hold your seam allowance open, and it just gives it a nice cute little decorative look. All right, now I'm just going to layer this just like we did our coasters. I just couldn't cut them all out together because of that little accent piece I wanted to put on the front of the mug rug. And so if you're working with fabric that has, you know, a design that you like the design, but maybe it's not as big as you need it to be, consider bordering it. Or consider adding a little accent piece of fabric to make it big enough. Now remember that we need to leave an opening. So I'm going to start a little further down on this side. And then again, just running a 1/4 inch seam all the way around, leaving an opening up here to turn. And then again, we're just going to cut our corners off at a 45-degree angle. Do not cut through your stitching line. And that's just a little waist. And then turning this out by putting your fingers between the two flannel fabrics. That way your interfacing is on the inside. And we'll use our Clover 2-point turner again to turn out or to poke out our corners. And we'll do the same thing as we did with the coaster and just run a little top stitch around on all 4 sides. Now again, you could definitely press this before you stitch it if you feel like you need to. I think it's going to be okay. So I'm just going to run a little straight top stitch around. And when I say top stitch, I'm about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. And if you're 1/8 of an inch from the edge, then you're definitely going to be catching all of your seam allowances in there, including the seam allowance where, you know, it's not sewn on our turning point. Now, obviously, you want to go a little slower in that area just to make sure that everything is nice and turned in correctly. Everything's flush with one another. match up to the beginning point. And here's our cute little mug rug. Now for this one, I am going to do a little more. I'm just going to run one more stitching line around here, I believe. And the reason's because it's a little bigger, right? And I want to make sure it's really good and flat when it's on my table for my mug and cookies. So I am going to just use one of the lines on my needle plate. I'm gonna drop it a little ways in. I'm not gonna start at the edge because I wanna be able to match that up. So now I'm gonna go about here and I'm gonna turn it and see. And it's like, nope, it's not quite there yet. And now it is. If you ever wondered how you do that, that's how I do it. It's like, nope, not quite, one more stitch. Now, if you want, you could definitely keep adding more and more like that and just find a point on your machine that you can line up to add more stitching. Or, you know, you can wing it and just do whatever you wanted as well. But, you know, look at your machine and see what lines, what straight lines you have that you could line up your project with to get some extra stitching into your project without having to mark it. So let's go do a wrap up and we will talk about what we've learned. Hopefully what you've learned is you can take some scraps and make it into something gorgeous that you can give for gifts or you can use for yourself. And it's not like you have to use every little bitty bit, but you can have some cute little projects out of what's left over from the bigger project. So you saw me use a little piece of a scrap on the side of this larger mandala piece of fabric, and that's just to kind of give it a little interest over here and to, you know, not have to have like two weird little mandalas going on. I just still wanted to have that as the focus, like on my coasters. But in order to get it big enough for a mug rug, you just need to add another little piece of something over here. And I think that gives it like really cute little interest. Now, some other adaptations that you could do, you could definitely add a little piece of ribbon down this. That would be adorable. You could use definitely some more top stitching. You could do some decorative stitching. You could do all kinds of things with this. If you have little tiny scraps laying around and that's your jam, then you could definitely sew 2.5 or 2 or 1 inch squares together if you want until you get to the size that you need for your project. So don't discard those scraps. Cozy up in October. Find your little pieces of flannel and turn them into something that you can use. This is going to be great on my desk to absorb all that condensation from water glasses. And this is going to be amazing when, I mean, let's admit it, sometimes we just need some cookies and milk. I hope you're enjoying the projects for Cozy Up October. I hope that you continue watching and leave me some comments down below and let me know what you think. Until next time, find joy in all you do. Carve out some time for crafting and creating. And remember, it's always better when you make stuff up.